have a very simple 5-step process for the ultimate 2025 wardrobe reset. Well, hello there my loves, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ciara and I share videos on shopping for the best basics on the high street, how to build a capsule wardrobe, and lots of other good stuff. So if that sounds good to you, then do hit subscribe because I would love to have you back for more videos. As is tradition, my first video back of the new year is always one about resetting your wardrobe. It is the time of year where I feel like most of us feel a little bit sick and tired of our wardrobes. It's where we might feel like we want a bit of a reset or a refresh of our style. Before you go out and buy something new that you think is going to complete your wardrobe or make you more stylish by finding that one trendy item that you feel like you're missing, the actual key to great personal style is sitting in your wardrobe right now, just waiting to be worn. And that's what this video is all about. It's actually about how to look at your own wardrobe and actually pull out all of those amazing outfits that are just sitting there waiting to be worn. Although you might be tempted to immediately go through your wardrobe, start clearing things out, wait, watch this video and you will be so much clearer. I have a very simple 5-step process and I promise by the end of this video you will feel so much clearer about how to refresh and revamp your style for 2025. These steps are going to help you maximize your own existing wardrobe and help develop your own personal style. So let's get started. Step number 1 is to get clear on your personal style. And this is where you can either in your head or on paper make a list of what you need from your wardrobe. You're going to look at things like your lifestyle, your day-to-day schedule, the country or climate that you live in, and basically where you're currently at with what you need from your wardrobe. For example, you might be someone who works from home and you might want some cozy, comfortable outfits, but you still want to look smart for your Zoom meetings. You might be someone who is working in a corporate setting, who commutes every day and who is giving formal presentations every week. And because of that, your wardrobe needs to be practical, functional, but also very smart and formal in a sense. So really look at what do you need from your wardrobe. So for me, I predominantly work from home. I'm often sat in front of my computer editing or doing calls. I love to be comfortable and cozy when I'm at home, especially in the winter time, but I also really like to dress up and I attend different work events or press events and I love dressing up. So while some of my wardrobe is really comfortable, cozy, casual, and practical, some of my wardrobe is also a lot more dressy and I like having a lot of fun accessories and pieces that I can mix and match for my dressier wardrobe. So when you have nailed down what you need for your wardrobe, now it is time to make a Pinterest board. And if you've never done this before, it is so simple. Pinterest is free to use and you can also make private boards so no one else will see them. And this Pinterest board is going to be your holy grail, your Bible for your personal style. Now, this Pinterest board does need to be practical in the sense that it needs to reflect what you need from your wardrobe, but it can also be aspirational. So it can be outfits or styles that you just really, really like and want to emulate. What you're going to find through this Pinterest exercise is that you're going to see common themes come up. You might find that a lot of the images that you're drawn to are of a type of style that might be very feminine and floaty and girly. For example, you might be pinning a lot of beautiful dresses and very floaty outfits, or you might find you might be pinning a lot of outfits that include really sharp tailoring, trouser suits, blazers. You know, there are so many different types of aesthetics and styles that people can enjoy and you can absolutely weave between them. But what you will find is a common theme, and that is when you start to find the personal style that you kind of resonate with the most. It doesn't necessarily have to be your personal style right now, but it can definitely be something that you can work towards. I also highly recommend making a second Pinterest board for styling ideas for items that you currently have in your wardrobe. For example, you have a pair of tailored trousers and you find yourself struggling to style them. Then you can go onto Pinterest and look up, there are so many reference images for outfits with, let's say, a pair of cream tailored trousers. You can go ahead and make a Pinterest board with styling ideas so that you have a reference ready to go for when you're getting dressed. I think we often can think that people with great style just get struck by divine find inspiration when they're getting dressed, but actually a lot of these people are, you know, gathering reference material, or either they're doing it without noticing that they are building up this resource of ideas that they can have ready to go when they're getting dressed. Now that you've gotten clear on your vision for your desired personal style, and again, this can be more aspirational. It doesn't have to be super realistic to where you are now. Of course, you have to look at your day-to-day needs, but you can have fun with your Pinterest board. Don't be afraid to, you know, get creative with it. So step number 2, you go through your existing wardrobe with fresh eyes. And this is where you really have to comb through everything. This definitely takes a bit of time. You have to roll up your sleeves, but really, if you don't know what's in your wardrobe, and if there are corners of your wardrobe that you haven't looked in months or even years, then it is high time. How are you supposed to know how to wear the pieces in your wardrobe if you don't go through it regularly to really see and take stock of what you need, what you don't need, what's working and what currently isn't working? I am telling you, there is so much potential sitting in your wardrobe right now. You could not buy anything for the next few months and just work on styling and restyling what is in your current wardrobe, and you will find so many new outfits that you never thought possible. I am someone who also falls victim to this. I can want something new, but actually that item or something very, very, very similar to it is already sitting in my wardrobe looking at me. And it's something that I think we all, and I know as a fashion content creator, I really do try to look at what I already have before I buy something new. I know you're going to hate to hear this, but I highly recommend trying everything on. It does take a lot of time, but again, it's really important to actually put things on to figure out if they're still working for you or not. When it comes to things like occasion wear, these pieces, you don't need to wear them all the time, of course, because they are going to be dressier. So don't worry too much about your occasion wear. But what I'm really looking at is your everyday pieces, your basics, your jeans, your blazers, your trousers, your jumpers. I want you to try them all on and see if they're working for you. Now, if you're trying everything on and you're thinking, I hate everything, I have been there before, but do not get rid of everything in your wardrobe. I do not recommend that you do that. What you should do is look at where the gaps in your wardrobe are. So let's say, for example, you might find that you have lots of blazers and tailored trousers and kind of formal pieces, let's say for your work, but you might find that you don't have a lot of casual pieces. You don't have nice jeans and cozy jumpers that you can wear on the weekend. Or you might find that your wardrobe has a lot of casual wear, but you're struggling to find pieces when you want to dress up a little bit more. But when you're going through your wardrobe with a fine-tooth comb, this is where you will start to put outfits together. You have your Pinterest board for your reference, and that's going to really, really help you with ideas. So while you're going through your wardrobe, you might find an item and think, God, I haven't worn this in ages. How would I style this? You go over to Pinterest, either look at your board or type in how to style black waistcoat, how to style cream blazer, and then boom, you have loads of ideas. So what you're going to do now is start putting outfits together and taking photos of them. And I know this might sound strange, but really you are making your own catalog of outfits. You might think that you will remember what the outfits are, and I have done this, but honestly you will forget. Guarantee you. By doing even these first 2 steps, you are going to find new outfits in your wardrobe that were not there before, and it is going to stop you from buying new pieces that you didn't actually need. And this, my friends, is how you actually build your personal style. And it is really about styling and restyling things that I think creates true personal style. I always say that I do think that repetition is elegance, and when I see people whose personal style I really admire, they often have signature pieces that they repeat in their outfits, whether it's a really cool vintage belt or like a leather jacket that they've had for years. It's often these pieces that they restyle that makes it just gives this extra flavor to their personal style. And oftentimes when we look at people who have great personal style, some of the pieces in their wardrobe or the pieces that they wear regularly are older pieces. They're items that they've had for years. Things like a leather belt, a leather jacket, a pair of shoes or loafers that you can tell that person has worn time and time again. So now that you've done your first 2 steps, you've created your Pinterest board, you've gotten clear on your vision, and you've now gone through your wardrobe with a fine-tooth comb, now is where you can actually start to do the clear out. You want to take your time with this. You don't want to get rid of things willy-nilly, But you do want to look at what no longer serves you. As time goes on, every year or every season, you will find that there are pieces that you might no longer be wearing. Maybe they just need to be repaired, or in certain cases, if it's a basic t-shirt that's just maybe been overwashed, like you will eventually need to kind of clear things out, but you also will be able to look at where the gaps in your wardrobe are. For me, a huge turning point was when I started to focus on my basics, and I noticed that it was the pieces that were actually kind of the quietest and most subtle that actually were the building blocks of my favorite outfits and the building blocks of my wardrobe. If you're new to this channel, I talk so much about basics and building a capsule wardrobe because it is honestly the best thing that you can do to build that solid core foundation of pieces. Things like basic t-shirts that fit well, that wash well, a great pair of tailored trousers, a classic pair of loafers, a great blazer that you can style hundreds of ways. When you focus on those basics, they really give you so much back in terms of value. So now that you've done your clear out and you have the pieces that you're happy to let go of, you can donate them. There are so many places that are happy to accept donations. You can also swap them with friends. It's something that I love to do, where myself and my friends will swap clothing. I'll give things to my family, my sisters, my friends, but you can also sell items as well. There are so many amazing platforms, things like Depop. Vinted has just launched here in Ireland. I know it's huge in the UK as well. It's a great way of passing on things in your wardrobe that no longer worked for you, or let's say a piece that you may have bought for an occasion and you want it to go off and have a second life with someone new. I highly recommend doing this because it also gives you those extra funds that you can then repurpose into your wardrobe. While doing this clear out, you may have a pile of pieces that you're unsure about, and this is your maybe pile. So it might be pieces that you really like in theory, but you're struggling to style, or you're just a little bit unsure about. So don't get rid of those for now, and we're going to come back to those later. Step 4 is definitely a fun one, and it is where you make a wish list of items. This is supposed to be realistic. It really is supposed to reflect the gaps in your wardrobe. So maybe, for example, you are missing more basic everyday pieces. Maybe you don't have a pair of jeans that you love. Maybe you need a good quality blazer, or maybe you are missing clothes that are a little bit dressier. Maybe you need something that you can style for your date nights or your drinks with the girls. But really make a cohesive list, and it doesn't have to be that long, of the pieces that your wardrobe is missing. And this is where the magic happens. When you have this clear list in mind of where the gaps are in your wardrobe, then when you get bombarded by inspiration, which we all do, of the new in items, of the new trends, and I love talking about trends, I love shopping them. You know, I work in fashion, I love clothing so much, but when it comes to spending my money, I do really try to be strategic. So what I try to do is looking at my basics and the things that my wardrobe needs. Those are the things that I will invest more in because they're inevitably going to get worn more. So things like a good quality coat, shoes, handbags that I wear all the time. These are the things that I will spend a little bit more on. And then the trendier items, I'm more likely to, let's say, pick up on the high street, or maybe not invest as much in. Every year I will round up my most worn pieces of that year, and that was actually my last video. If you didn't catch that, I will link it below, and it was looking at my top 10 most worn items of the whole year. I did this the previous year as well, and it's really interesting to see the items that actually gave you the most cost per wear. It really helps when you're justifying investing in better quality fabrics and better quality products, because you will get to wear them so much more and they will last so much better in your wardrobe. It is often the basics in our wardrobe that we neglect because they are a little bit more boring, you know? Like, we're not going to be as excited by seeing a plain t-shirt as we are by seeing the beautiful sequin blazer. If you neglect your basics, your wardrobe will always be out of sync, and your basics, I always say this, but they honestly make the outfit. So step number 5 is to get out there and style those items. And this is where you're going to look at your maybe pile. So the pieces that you were unsure about, challenge yourself to wear that blazer or those trousers for a whole week, styling it in different ways, or challenge yourself to put together, let's say, 5 or 6 outfits with it in one go. And if you really struggle to do that, and if you find it's just not working, then it can be easier for you to let it go. But actually you might find that you love a piece, but you just don't know exactly how to style it yet. And that's where you're going to use your Pinterest board to build that inspiration. The key is to get dressed every day. And obviously we all get dressed every day, but I mean by really thinking about your outfits and how you can style things differently and having fun with it and experimenting a little bit and, you know, taking a few risks here and there. It's all part of flexing those style muscles and building great personal style. So guys, if you take anything away from this video, it is to just have fun getting dressed and look at styling what you already have. That is how you're going to figure out what you need, what you can invest in, and it is just the best way that you can approach resetting your personal style. I would also invite you to maybe take on, let's say, a no-buy challenge. A lot of people do this in, let's say, January or February, where they put a pause on adding anything new to their wardrobe and they instead focus on solely restyling what they have. And another tip I would give is that when you are looking through your wish list and you're shopping for these items that you're missing, look on secondhand sites like Vinted, Depop, Vestiaire Collective if you're looking for something that's designer or vintage, places like eBay, you know, going into your local secondhand or vintage shops, you can find some absolute gems. Oftentimes when you see people with these really cool, unique one-off pieces, so much of the time they're vintage, and really you can find the most amazing things. So definitely have a look. So there you have it, guys. That was my 5 steps to a successful wardrobe reset for 2025. Please do let me know in the comments if this is something that you have done or you will be doing, and if so, how are you getting on in your journey? I would love to know in the comments below. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more styling tips videos like this, then in the description I will leave links to some similar videos that you might enjoy. You can also give this video a thumbs up to let me know, and if you have not already, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week and I would love to have you back for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!